Ladies and gentlemen, let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, first off, this is the Justice League Cup. I mean, obviously we're missing, the main man, the the one that returned. All right, let me get that off. All right, now it's a little bit better. All right, yeah. So a lot of spoilers, man. We gotta just talk about it. I'm pumped up. I was actually gonna go watch it for the second time tonight, but it started, thundering and lightning because of Thor. He's visiting Mississippi right now, so I was like, you know what, we're not gonna risk it. We'll watch it tomorrow morning, and that'll be the plan. But this was the best Justice League live action movie that we've had. I mean, obviously this is it, okay. If you loved all of that stuff, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, you had a blast watching Justice League. All right, the interactions between, what I'm saying, these two. All right, the Flash and Cyborg. It was perfect, man. It was perfect. It took them a little bit of time to warm up, and I'm pretty sure with Zack Snyder's cut, there's probably like a whole bunch more moments where they just really really clicked, man. But I thought that was like my favorite thing about it, as far as their interactions, man. They wouldn't fist bump at first, and then they fist bumped, okay, and it was like, yo, let's do this, all right. The best moment for me was seeing Superman return. All right, I don't know why. I don't know why we have a cup. All right, and I bought two of these bad boys, but we have a cup without Superman. All right, I still don't understand that. I still don't. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I don't know if they should have probably kept Steppenwolf, you know, um, under lock. Kind of switch Superman, and then had Steppenwolf as like the secret. Maybe they should have done that. But maybe that cut that we got was before everything happened with Zack Snyder. We'll never know until they decide to release this bad boy, and we can see the real original cut, man. I think it would be fair to actually have a Zack Snyder cut and then a Whedon cut, just to be fair for him. Um, I don't know. It was just crazy, man, because like everything I predicted for Justice League, it happened. I mean, minus the black suit and the beard, and maybe they would have had a beard and the black suit if Mission Impossible, and reshoots wouldn't have happened. Who knows, man? But to see this guy return and the way that they did it, it blew my mind, man. I didn't know they were going to use elements for Man of Steel. I didn't know they were going to use elements for Batman versus Superman. I knew this was a trilogy, and I knew that Justice League was going to start out as part one, part two, and then they switched the decision to make it just one movie, which I think was a good decision. We can't have Harry Potter part one and part two, and the Lord of the Rings and all this other stuff. We can't do that. We have to get to the end of the story. But to use the mother box to recharge Superman, to have Superman come back as Bizarro, and then to have Lois Lane be the only one, the only person on Earth, the only thing on Earth that can get him back, that can bring him back. It blew me away, man. I was so pumped in this movie. All right, I was so pumped in this movie that like literally like I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop smiling, man. I couldn't stop crying. It was just an emotional event, man. You guys know how I am with Superman. He's the greatest superhero of all time. There's nobody and no comic book character that can even get on the same level as him. There's no one. No one's equal. And to see him just destroy, I mean, absolutely. I mean, he beat the hell out of the Justice League. I was happy. I was thrilled, man, because I didn't like Batman. I didn't like him because he was the reason why we lost Superman. If they would have just, I don't know, worked together better as a team, Superman would have never died, and everything would have been good to go. Obviously, when Doomsday comes, Superman dies, but Bruce Wayne, he was the whole reason behind all that stuff, man. And to see him get thrown, like he grabbed him by the face, takes him, and then just mushes his head and he falls against this cop car, this Metropolis cop car, and then hurts and injures his ribs and stuff. I was like, yeah, that's justice for me, man. I was really really thrilled, man. Um, I was blown away by Henry's performance. His new Superman is a lot different. We'll talk about that on a different video. I'll talk about the things that I didn't like. I'll talk about pretty much the truth of what it means for DC going forward, what it means for Warner Brothers, where they messed up at, all that good stuff on another video. But I can't give him more props, man, because like he changed everything about this character, man. Man of Steel, I thought that was the perfect Superman. I really did. I was like, man, about time I said this is brand new, you know, because everybody's trying to be, you know, the Superman of the past. I'm not even getting started in that. But everybody wants to be that Superman, okay? We saw it with Superman Returns, and it's like, dude, you can never do that version, okay? So give it up. And that's what they did. They finally gave it up, and it's his own creation. He talks differently. He smiles a lot more, which is weird. It was just crazy to see him, man. But he's so strong and so powerful this time that it just blows my mind, man. To see him fight Wonder Woman. Superman fought Wonder Woman, man. I mean, like on the screen for the big time, man, for the first time. And Zack Snyder, you're a genius for this, man. I mean, there's just nothing else you can say. You know, and I guess you have to give it to, you know, Whedon also because, you know, maybe some of those scenes were kind of changed for the comedy. Maybe when he fought the Flash and slowed it down in slow motion, maybe that's what Whedon came in and did. Who knows, man? But whatever they did, whoever made a decision to to have Superman beat up the Justice League, and then the Flash runs in there, you know what I'm saying, using the Speed Force, and as he's coming around, he's looking at Superman, and then Superman, his eye goes like this. He looks at his peripheral, turns his head around in slow motion, you know what I'm saying, while he's in the Speed Force, and then attacks the Flash, man, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. It's pretty much the exact same set piece from Batman vs Superman that was inside of this movie, and that kind of blew my mind, man, because I was like, yo, that's crazy. They didn't really have to spend that much money. I mean, obviously destroying this stuff, but most of those set pieces should have been, you know, in the Warner Brothers, you know, lot and stuff like that, or in their vaults or wherever they keep that stuff at, warehouse, storage units, whatever. And they just destroyed that same piece, man. After the, you know, the people and of Metropolis rebuilt it, when Doomsday destroyed all that stuff. Superman, he went and he destroyed it too, man. It was just crazy to see him, man. I mean, he was so strong, man. You know, just laying in that goddamn grave, chilling out until Batman came up with the idea, you know what I'm saying, to use the mother box to recharge him, and then after that, the Flash used the lightning, you know what I'm saying, which we saw on the DC TV. We knew what was happening at that point, and yeah, that's how they got him to come back alive, man. And it was crazy to see that. To see that they really thought about everything, man. And it's the same situation that happened with Lex Luthor. So I think that with the end credit scene, like the final scene, man, I think that the knowledge that Lex Luthor has, Superman now has. You know what I'm saying? They both interacted with the Mother Box. Superman was recharged with the Mother Box, so he should have some sort of hidden knowledge in there now, man, especially with the Kryptonian technology. And I think that's the reason why we get to see the Ice Breath, okay? I don't want to say anything more about that because that's really, really huge, man. It's a huge spoiler, but when you see him use this for the first time, he breathes in, he lets it go, and oh my gosh, man, it was perfect. That was the best CGI of the actual movie. There was a lot of points where the CGI just wasn't on point. I mean, that was the same thing with Wonder Woman. I was just like, geez Louise, man, what are we spending our money on? I think that they should have invested $500 million on this movie for the CGI, for Justice League, for whatever else they could have done, and it would have easily went to $1 billion. Very, very quickly if they would have taken the time. We'll never know. We will never, ever know, what truly happened. All we can do is just watch it and embrace it, man. I can't wait to see this movie get added to the collection. You know what I'm saying? To sit over here, man. I have a couple of pieces coming from WarnerBrothersShop.com, and I'll be having my first Hot Toys collection. Yeah, the Hot Toys, man, for my standees, man, and little action figure things, man. And they cost a grip. They really do. They cost a cool mint. But they'll join the collection, man. All right, so real quick, I'll take a little pause from talking about Justice League, and we'll talk about some of the new stuff that I have, and I'll do another video on this. But yeah, here's some of those Metallo things, those Metallo figs. Got some of those. Got some of these little keychains. All right, this little Aquaman keychain, all that good stuff. And then I got some of these. Yep. Not too bad. Not too. What else is over here? Let me see if I can flip this. Can I flip this thing? Let me see if I can do that. It's probably easier. All right, there you go. Yeah, that's a lot easier. All right. So yeah. There you go, little Steppenwolf. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. There goes a little Flash. I'm going to try to get some more of these pretty soon. And then on my Translucent Origin Facebook page, you guys can enter to win some of these bad boys. We'll be having that contest right after Thanksgiving, man. So enter to win on the Facebook page. All the links are on the page, my YouTube page. The links, all that good stuff. And on my Instagram and Twitter, all that good stuff. I don't really use Twitter that much anymore, but I'll try to get back on there. But yeah, the day after Thanksgiving is when I'll be shipping out. So make sure you guys get on there and enter that stuff. I thought this was really dope. I think that's just dope. I don't know how they do that. I was like, I gotta get that one. Here's a little Batman one. And then that's the Joker. I think I showed that already. And then here's some floaties I got, man. For not $12, but for about 60 cents. So, and then I have some more stuff too, but I don't know exactly where it is because I get too much stuff and I can't really keep up with it. So, let me see, what else is this? What's this one? Yeah, there you go. And then I think the other one, I have to find it. It's a multiverse, whatever it's called. Multiverse, I don't know. I can't remember the name. It's an action figure. But anyway, back to Justice League. All right, so I am concerned about, you know, in the movie they said it at least 3 times from what I remember about Batman leaving. Batman talked about it, you know, with Bruce Wayne when he was in character with Alfred. You know, I think Ben Affleck wants out. I'm gonna be real with you. I think he just wants out. But yeah, he talked about it. He's like, you can't do this forever. And that was right after Superman. That's right after Superman, you know, whooped his ass. And then Lois Lane came, and they took, you know, Superman, Lois, and Lois didn't take Superman. Superman took Lois. They flew off over to the to the Kent farm, and then they you know joined up back with the League, and then he was going to get changed or whatever, and you could see all the bruises. And he's like, you know, I can't do this forever. So he talked about it with Alfred. He talked about it with Diana, and then he mentions it again towards the end of the movie, and it's like, I don't know if they're just doing this just to finish it. I don't know how they're gonna get a new Batman in here, but hopefully they can do something with Robin, man, because we still didn't address any of that stuff, any of those events. Maybe Suicide Squad 2 will, whenever they figure out what's going on with that. Aquaman was so dope. All right, I don't know how they did it. To be honest, man, I was worried. I said, you know, Aquaman's gonna end up costing like $700 million to produce this movie. It's literally a real take on Underworld, okay, or Waterworld. And what happens is you're either gonna have the whole entire movie with CGI, which is just ridiculous. Okay, this is not Avatar. Okay, we're not James Cameron. We're not gonna be able to do this. But what they were able to do is they use you know, their magical powers under the ocean, and they freeze time. So, well, not really freeze time, but they put their hands together, and then it opens up this ball to where the oxygen separates from, you know, the water, and then they can, you know, just stand in there like little human beings and talk. You know what I'm saying? they're not swimming anymore. I thought that was just crazy, and then they can interact with the water. So I guess I don't know if they were just showing us special effects, because there's this moment, you know, where Aquaman's sitting there talking to his beautiful wife. All right, and he puts his hand out. Like, I don't know if he was putting his hand out because he's about to swim, or he was just touching the water, showing us as fans, like, hey, this is what we can do. But it was just a weird moment. But he was first he was swimming. It was CGI. Then he comes out of the CGI. The water separates. You know what I'm saying? And then there's them. And then after that, he just hurries up and jumps back in the water, and then, does whatever he's doing, man. It was just pretty dope to see that. Maybe they're gonna have, a couple sequences where Atlantis, they'll be walking around or something. I don't know what it's gonna be like, man. I think, my biggest thing is I was thinking that they were like. Like, some Disney, Under the World, Little Mermaid stuff, like they had fins, but they don't have fins, and I think I forgot about that, or I envisioned Aquaman with fins for some reason, and I was like, yo, how is he gonna be walking around? He's walking around because he doesn't have fins. Yo, he's a human being, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that was pretty dope. He was talking about how upset he was at his mother. They touched on it like maybe like 2 minutes, and he's like, my mother left me. I mean, I keep talking like Thor, but he's like, my mother left me on the doorstep or something like that. And it was like, all right, whatever. Going back to the beginning of the movie, Steppenwolf pretty much invaded all these worlds, okay? And you get to see Green Lantern, or a Lantern, I guess you can say. And I got really excited, man, because, they show you where the Green Lantern ring floats off, what I'm saying, and tries to find somebody else to take the oath. All right. So we know that at that point, the ring floats away. It runs away to go try to find its new owner. And they showed this little girl who, like, Whedon, he had to, redo his Avengers Age of Ultron ending. So he pretty much used Justice League to redo Age of Ultron. And there's this little girl who I literally thought, man, the ring was going to fly to, and she was going to be, like a new Lantern, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the whole thing in the trailer. It was like, there's no more Lanterns here, and then, obviously Superman was dead at that point. So I got so excited, man. I yelled out, I was like, yo, is she going to get the ring? And then she pulls out this bug spray because she's trying to be a little hero, and that was a good moment, man. I thought it was cheesy as shit, though. I'm not gonna lie about that. I thought it was cheesy. I would have never put that in the movie. It was just one of those moments where I guess, I don't know, Whedon was like, every 6 minutes there was a joke. You know what I'm saying? It literally turned into this Marvel. It really did. I'm not gonna lie to you. It turned into like this Marvel fest, man. Which just doesn't work for DC Comics. It just doesn't. Not for these movies. But she pulled out that spray, and it was like, oh, bug spray, and it's like, whatever. And then there was this flower moment at the end, where new life was created or some crap. I don't know, but I was just like, that's stupid. But anyway, let's go back to like after like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes in the movie, there's this terrorist group that's planning to blow up some stuff, and then Wonder Woman has to save her. We've seen it in the previews. We saw it in Comic-Con. We saw all that good stuff. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't remember ever seeing Wonder Woman, go that fast. Is she faster than a speeding bullet? Yes. Is she faster than an assault rifle? I don't know. I thought I called bullshit on that one. I'm not gonna lie about that. I was like, yeah, I'm not believing that. I'm not gonna believe that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. It was just too fast. It was almost as if they did a role reversal for Wonder Woman and Superman. Superman was dead, therefore she can take the spot and she could be fast. And I was just like, I don't know. But it was dope. It was dope. I thought that they spent a lot of money on that, to where it really looked real. The only problem and issue that I had was the countdown clock, and it was just like, it had like, I think 20 or 30 seconds, and then I started counting with the clock. You know what I'm saying? And not just counting like, like just regular counting. I was like, yo, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And I started counting down, and I was like, dude, that bomb would have blew up. There's no way she would have been able to jump and then launch it into the sky or nothing like that. And that at that point, I said to myself, I said, okay, so this is what they're gonna do from now on. There's gonna be really no risk involved in this. No one's gonna die. There's no risk of death. Um, no one's gonna get injured. Even remember that scene where Martha Kent is inside of the restaurant, all right, and you feel like, oh snap, at this moment, in Batman versus Superman, like she might die. There was never a moment where I felt like anybody was at risk, and I think that was the biggest thing. The only time that I felt like somebody was at risk was when Superman came back as Bizarro, and then started just destroying, Justice League. When he started just beating the hell out of them. Aquaman didn't stand a chance. He punched Aquaman. You remember when Doomsday punched Superman? And then Superman pulls him up in the air and then does that super punch to where he flies into the building and the building explodes. He did the exact same thing to Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? Hit him in the chest, he's gone. Aquaman he didn't come back for like a good 20 seconds. Aquaman was done. He hit him in the chest, he was hurt, he was over. I did think that, Superman actually broke something in Bruce to where he'd have a heart attack or something. I thought that was going to happen, but it didn't. The Flash could have been a lot better. I enjoyed what they were able to show us, but it could have been a lot better. I think they just cut so much out of it that you really didn't get a chance to really know the character. But I mean, if you watch DC TV, it should be no issue. But to get other audience to come in and watch a Flash solo film, stuff like that, you'll have to really sell it, man, hard. It's going to be really hard to sell. The Flash, Cyborg did a really, really good job, but I think the Flash is the one that was really left out, man. That's what I felt. Cyborg, was dope. He was so dope. He was so dope. I wish they would show the creation story a little bit more. Him joining with the mother boxes are being created, but I guess they showed enough of that in Batman versus Superman, so they were like, whatever. But you felt for him and his father. You felt for, you just felt for the character, man. And I love the way that he was talking. I don't know how he does it, man. His voice is deep. He's like, I'm going to connect with these mother boxes and everything's going to be fine. It was just dope, and he switches his voice, what I'm saying, from the serious tone to a real, exciting, friendly tone. It was dope, man. He had a couple of moments where he had some laughs and made some jokes, especially about Aquaman, stuff like that. But once again, I think that was just Whedon, throwing in jokes here and there. Alfred didn't have a lot of screen time. Neither did Commissioner Gordon. You didn't get to see him in action at all. He was just there. Parademons, they were pretty cool. I thought that they did a really good job. I was kind of afraid that they would do, that Star Trek Beyond, where they would just swarm in and turning into a nest, and I was like, this is going to be terrible. But it went really, really well on that one. They did mention Darkseid. We don't really know anything about him because they just didn't, they cut so much time out of it that you weren't able to do any of that, and that's just the way it is. I think my refrigerator just went off, so if it was on, forgive me. I was setting over here because I want a different setting. Other than that, man, I think that's pretty much it, man. I enjoyed the movie, man. I really did. As far as rewatchability, man, I don't think it's rewatchable. I think it's probably on the same level as Wonder Woman. There just wasn't anything at risk. They checked a couple of boxes, and that was it, But as far as the scene that I would rewatch the most would be when Superman Returns. I think that they really missed up on the marketing on that one. And we don't really know what's coming next, except, Lex Luthor is out of prison. There's going to be, there's going to be a joining of some certain characters that should form something that we've seen before. Obviously, we've seen it on TV, but it's going to be a little bit different, man, with, Lex Luthor running it. I'm really excited to see that. And I'm wondering if, in Suicide Squad 2, will we finally get Amanda Waller to turn bad. But we'll see. Anyway, man, that's it. I'm out of here, guys. I don't really have anything else, man. Just remember, the giveaway's coming. It's on Facebook. It'll happen a day after Thanksgiving, and to ship the packages out on that following Monday. So Thanksgiving I think is on Thursday. You'll have that last contest on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The winners will be selected, and then after that, Monday will be shipped, man. So just make sure that you're on Facebook, you like it, comment on this video, all that good stuff. And as always, man, make sure you get out there and support the movie, man. Support Zack Snyder, and just have a blast watching this, man. We are in a time where there's a live-action Justice League movie, so just live it up, man. I recommend 3D. I thought 3D was amazing. I think it's made for this, and yeah, it's really really great, man. Anyway, that's it. I'm out here. I think. Rating wise, I said I was gonna give this one a rating of 9 out of 10 stars, and as far as where it stands, it's Man of Steel, and then I would go Justice League. After Justice League, I would go Suicide Squad. After Suicide Squad, I would go Wonder Woman, and then Wonder Woman, I would go Batman versus Superman. And I don't know what's coming next, man. It's gonna be tough, but we'll figure it out. And I'll start talking about that soon, man. Right there, guys. That's it. Thank you, Zack Snyder. Is that it?